AITA for telling my wife she shouldn't have married me if she expected intimacy. Hi, I'm 29M, and I've been married to my wife 30F for 2 years. This Thursday I was watching TV. It was my day off. When my wife came back home from a sleepover with her best friend, so I went to ask how it was and if she had fun. But she immediately started yelling me that she deserved way better. And I was a pathetic excuse for a man that couldn't even fulfill her needs. I asked to calm down and stop yelling at me. I asked her where this was coming from because she never told me she felt this way. I asked her to sit down so we could talk, but she refused. She stared at me for a while and said her friend Amelia helped her realize I wasn't enough for her and I wasn't good enough and she could do better. So I just asked her what was the point of even marrying me, and she shouldn't have married me if she expected intimacy? She didn't even answer me. She went to our bedroom, packed a bag, and left, and I'm left here feeling stupid. Honestly, I didn't know who to tell about this. I feel so embarrassed, if that makes sense. I don't even want to tell my friends. I feel so ashamed and inadequate. Relevant info. I'm asexual, which my wife knew before we even started dating. I've never been comfortable with intimacy after being SA when I was younger, which I thought my wife understood she okay with and was happy with me showing her love in other ways, dates, flowers, long talks, etc. Which now I know this wasn't the case. My wife's sister has been messaging me, saying that I'm condescending and that I dismissed my wife, that I'm a jerk. I think we might be heading for a divorce. Am I the jerk? My wife has never acted this way before. It felt like there was a stranger in my wife's body. Sorry if this post is a mess. My thoughts are a mess.
Relevant comment. Jolly Jean Giant 83. So my husband and I are both on the ace spectrum, but in different places. I knew where I was before we married, he didn't, then some other things happened, so I'm familiar with the not all relationships involve or need sex concept. Sounds like your wife's friend poisoned her. Your wife is an adult, she is responsible for her actions, but this has to come from somewhere and sounds like it was the friend. A lot of people, especially heterosexual people, genuinely don't understand the ace part of the spectrum, so my trying to be sympathetic take would be she was concerned for your wife and managed to hit some of her insecurities. The not sympathetic take is that she knew about your abuse and figured you should man up for your wife. Either way, I don't like the friend much. And I'm also betting that is who your wife went to stay with. If friend was at your wedding, she probably promised to support your relationship, so she's broken one promise already. Your sister-in-law is probably getting whatever version of events your wife is telling. If you've been a pleasant brother-in-law for 2 years, you'd think she would be able to handle a "hey, my sister's pretty angry, are you okay" phone call, but I guess that's more hopeful than realistic. At the very least, she should be willing to acknowledge you both probably have rather different outlooks on this. You are NTA. Wife's friend and wife definitely TAs. What happens to your marriage kinda depends on what happens now. But, do you want to stay married to someone who 1, is so easily swayed, and 2, went right to what is this relationship doing for me rather than seeing her spouse as a whole person, with needs, and dreams and so on? Because you aren't a sex vending machine either. No spouse is, and there are plenty of things that can throw a wrench into even a relatively normal sex life. If you don't have a personal therapist, I suggest you get one. And this is a good time to put together a team, you people who support you and love you for who you are. You need support.
OP. I am going to start therapy again. I did call my friend, and he's going to make the long drive to see me right now, which I really appreciate. I honestly don't know what my wife friend said to her, but right now, it kind of feels surreal. 1 minute. My wife's waving goodbye to me, excited about a sleepover with her friend. The next minute she's yelling at me, telling me she can do way better. I hope she is okay, though, and she is safe wherever she went. I'm gonna talk to my friend about if I want to stay with my wife. Update. Hi, I have an update. I want to thank everyone who reached out to me and gave me advice. Even if I didn't respond to your DM, I read it. Thank you to the people who shared their experiences and stories. It helped more than you know. I want to start by saying my friend did end up managing to drive to see me, and he's currently here right now. He took some time off for me. Honestly, last night was a blur, and if honest, I couldn't stop crying. That sounds very pathetic, but I'm glad my friend was with me because I don't know what I would have done without him. He's been my rock throughout this. He's always been my rock. He was the first person I told when I got sexually assaulted and convinced me to tell someone and get help. He also didn't congratulate me when it happened. I just wanted to share that, mainly because of the other people who shared their stories with me. I wanted to share mine. We hugged for a while. I think I needed a hug. For this post, I'll be calling my friend Noah to make this post less confusing and so I don't have to write my friend over and over again. Noah came to the same conclusion as most of you guys did, that my wife was cheating on me. He asked me what I wanted to do, and I decided I didn't want to stay with her. I just can't. So we will be getting divorced, and I will be filing and getting a lawyer. We talked about a lot things and I admitted to him I felt isolated because me and wife moved. When we first got married we moved really far from everyone I knew to the point I have no family or friends in the area, which has been very lonely. Noah admitted to me that a lot of our friends dislike my wife. So ask him to explain, and he said he never liked the way she talked to me. But he didn't want to say anything because I seemed happy. He said I could crash at his place. He said it wasn't healthy if I stayed here alone, so yeah, we're currently packing my things right now. We also just talked about life in general. He asked me once everything is over if I wanted to go on vacation with him. I think that would be nice. I feel like it is like a sort of escape if that makes. I just feel so drained and tired. My sister-in-law has been messaging a lot since everything has taken down, and honestly, I don't want to read her messages. I also know me and my wife, I will need to talk eventually, but right now, I just don't. Sorry if this post isn't the long dramatic post that some of you expected. Some DMs said I need to confront my wife and demand the truth, but right now, for my own sake I rather be willing ignorant. I don't want to know if she cheated or not. Sorry about my grammar in advance. It's the middle of the night, and I'm tired. I fixed the title of the post because a lot of you guys pointed it out. I used of instead of have. I just want you to know I saw you. I will post an update if anything else happens.